Following rules in Taiwan is a hot topic for foreigners.
Whether that's some of the laws of the country that some foreigners struggle to follow,
5-6个外国人聚在一块，整个北捷车厢都是他们的声音。
Or the more commonly broken cultural rules that can be broken either accidentally
or sometimes on purpose,
在额头上刺上台湾2个大字。
but it can be confusing for foreigners moving to Taiwan to know what to do at the right or wrong time. But thankfully, me and Prozzy are absolute experts on rule breaking in Taiwan.
So that was interesting.
So in today's video, we are going to take a look at some commonly broken rules by foreigners and then rank them as to whether they are red,
absolutely do not do,
yellow,
which you can do, but you probably shouldn't,
or green.
which is no big deal. Everybody does it.
So the first topic we're going to get into is a hot topic in Taiwan, especially for foreigners. We are going to be talking about the rules that are broken by foreigners when driving.
I didn't even grab another color. It's just green for everything. Do whatever you want. Doesn't matter.
We're going to break it down rule by rule. The first of which is going to be speeding.
Yeah, totally okay.
Speed kills.
Sure does. They don't care.
保监你
The only thing that's stopping people from speeding in Taiwan is the ungodly amount of speed traps that are around the island.
台湾的测速照相机之密集，常常引起民众的讨论。
But people with money don't care and they just pay the ticket.
13点26分测到你，速度200。
Some of the speed limits too are so low in Taiwan that it's hard not to speed, and lots of people do it. So,
But don't.
or do. Who cares?
Drink driving.
Drink driving is a problem that Taiwan used to have. It still, happens from time to time, unfortunately, but I have heard from people who lived here a long time, including Taiwanese people, that it used to be a massive problem and completely, almost accepted in Taiwan.
Yep.
Up until recent years where the government has started cracking down on drink driving, and now the penalties for that are very severe.
酒驾的罚款从原本6万调高为9万。
And of course, Ubers are so cheap within the city that it's not worth risking the $90,000 fine. Of course, safety is the most important thing, but don't come here, get on a scooter after a few beers and land yourself with a 90 grand fine. Third rule regarding traffic is running red light.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8位机车骑士红灯直行的。
It is red, like running a red light, like flying through a red light. Completely stupid, irresponsible, don't do it.
I've seen people run red light. I don't think they're trying to run the red light. I think they didn't know it was red.
And the final rule that is often broken by foreigners regarding traffic, jaywalking.
No one cares.
It is illegal in Taiwan.
I guess it depends on the street, but everybody jaywalks. Nobody cares.
Yeah, I've never known anybody to get a ticket for jaywalking. Be sensible, don't go running out into the street, but
Or do. People do it all the time.
So now that we've got a decision on those first group of rules, it's time to introduce the sponsor of today's video, Emma Mattresses. So in today's video, I'm going to invite Prozzy to use sign language to help me introduce the sponsor of today's video special promotion, Double 11 shopping season, which is going to offer as much as 50% discount off the price of everything on Emma's website. Plus an extra 10% when you use my code Allan in checkout on the Emma website, where you can find a link in the description down below. So far so good? Prozzy and I both know Emma's mattresses and other bedtime related products are absolutely life-changing.
Oh.
And their original hybrid mattress offers levels of sleeping support that is unrivaled in the mattress industry. So much so that their German engineered mattresses and other bedtime related products have won dozens of international awards and continue to do so year upon year. But I often overlook the importance of their ergonomic memory foam pillows, which not only offer great support to your head and neck when sleeping, but also offer adjustable multi-level layers that can be removed or added to increase your comfortability while sleeping. And of course, if you're not looking to make as large an investment as a new mattress, then a pillow is the perfect treat for yourself this 11/11, which is also Singles Day. If you want to know more about Emma mattresses, then click the link in the description down below. But as for now, time to get back to our rule-breaking episode. So thanks of course to Emma Mattresses for sponsoring the video and always supporting the channel. But that's going to bring us on to our next topic regarding rule-breaking, and that's going to be food, for which we've come to the place we often eat food,
Don't do it. Don't come here. This is our spot.
And the first food rule that's often broken is a general chopstick etiquette. It's okay to make a mistake with your chopsticks.
Okay, I can agree with that. For example, recently I had a Chinese friend of mine come and visit Taiwan, and I was completely in disbelief when she had her chopsticks sticking out of her bowl of noodles, and I was like, what the hell are you doing? Like, isn't that something in China?
I couldn't believe it. I was like, I can't, would love to see an Asian person doing that, but it must just be in Taiwan, or...
I guess, I mean, for some reason I remember it being a thing in China, but I guess maybe not.
The other rule you're often told, which is often broken by locals as well, is pointing with your chopsticks. You will see a guy at a restaurant talking to his friends and pointing at different things and using them as a pointing device, but you definitely have seen that in restaurants. No?
I don't eat in restaurants, so I don't know.
And you don't have any friends to point at, so...
I eat by myself in my home.
Talking with your mouth full, completely fine in Taiwan. I see people doing it all the time.
In the West, it is a hard red paddle.
Yeah.
We think it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's
Unseemly?
Yeah.
Eating before the eldest person at the table starts to eat.
We have that rule in the West too, though.
Oh, okay.
Like if you,
so you'd say it's a red in England and Taiwan?
I think so. Like when we had Christmas, like your grandma, they gave her the food first.
But anything regarding elders in Taiwan is
Yeah, disrespecting elders is definitely a no-go. Confucius values. I think we respect our elders just as much. It's just that our elders have a lot more autonomy and independence than Taiwanese elders do.
And the final rule regarding food that is sometimes broken by foreigners is going for a meal with a Taiwanese family and trying to pay the bill. Have you never offered or tried? You just let them pay for you instead?
I've never been to a dinner with a family before.
Don't do it. They will actually look down upon you for taking away the honor of paying for your dinner.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah, I could see that.
As with all of the points in this video, have your say in the comment section down below. And don't forget to subscribe.
That's a bit green, I think.
But as for now, time to get on to our next topic, which is going to be...
traffic.
Our next topic is going to be simple, everyday cultural rules that doesn't really fall into any particular topic. Talking of which, temple rules.
Yeah.
What are some of the temple rules, do's and don'ts that you know?
Well, I know that there's a door frame that is the bottom. You're not supposed to step on it because of bad luck. You're supposed to step over it. If you step on it, like as a foreigner, people don't care that you're not going to get yelled at. People are going to get angry. They might tell you,
yeah,
don't like step on it. I made that mistake one time walking into a friend of mine's house who had a step. It wasn't a temple, it was just her house.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like leaped onto it, like it was obvious, but it wasn't, they weren't angry. They were just like, oh, did you know?
Yeah, I get it. So another yellow for that one. Next one regarding general rules will be gift giving, like giving the wrong gift, giving somebody a fan or a pair of shoes or an umbrella, which all are taboo gifts.
I did give someone a clock once, and I explained to them that I know the rule.
That your time is running out, I'm waiting for you to die.
Yeah. No, but it was part of like a whole set. It was like a gift box thing, and a clock just happened to be part of it. And I was like, is it weird? Can I? And they were like, yeah, we don't care.
I once gave an ex-girlfriend a fan at a paper museum, and she thought I was kidding. She thought it was like a really bad sarcastic joke, and she's like, are you seriously, you're giving me this? And she got really like upset, genuinely pissed off. Taking your shoes off inside somebody's house. I would say depending on the house that you go to, because some...
Oh. Well, I think you're right. It does depend on the house that you're going into.
Yeah. I think if you're going into somebody's house, you must offer to take your shoes off. And then they will say, oh, no.
I think I'm going to give it a red. I think even when a repairman comes into your house, they'll take your shoes off. We were getting the roof repaired in the back of our house, and the repairman came into the house, took his shoes off, and went into the back of the house, which was like filthy.
With his socks on.
Yeah, and it was like a storage room that was sort of half outside, half inside, so it was never swept.
In our house?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so we usually keep our shoes on for the back of the house, but he was walking through our house and had to like walk. I felt terrible. I tried to tell him.
Did he step on the dead rat?
Oh, God.
The next cultural taboo or rule that can often be broken is maybe going to a wedding but not giving them a hongbao.
Usually in the West, we bring gifts, or if you don't really know them that well, you just show up.
Yeah.
But in Taiwan, you should definitely offer a hongbao, because it's customary for you to invite them to your wedding and they give you a hongbao. So it's kind of like this interchanging of money. I'm
going to say red because you definitely should do your research before going to a wedding, but yellow would be the amount that you put in.
Yeah.
Because you have to put in a lucky number and it has to be enough to cover the cost of your meal. I used to go to weddings and give them 600 NT for one person. But then they open it up and then they write down your number next to your name.
I've never been invited to a wedding in Taiwan, so I've never had to deal with it.
You've never been to a wedding in Taiwan?
Never.
Okay, well that brings to an end that segment. We are going to go to our next location where we're going to discuss rules affecting people, and especially Taiwanese people, of course.
Yeah.
The first of which is going to be bothering other people in public. Like,
yeah, so in restaurants, Taiwanese people are very quiet and you shouldn't be too loud. Obviously, it depends on the type of restaurant. I think that's probably why we're going to yellow. If you're going to like a ruchao or a stir-fry type of restaurant, that's a lot more lively. But if you're in just like your average run-of-the-mill mom and pop restaurant, then it's expected that you're quiet and you don't slurp your noodles and you don't make too much noise and you just don't bother other people. And we mean bother in the sense of like annoying them. Of course, if you need help, to bother someone is a different scenario.
They would love that.
Of course, they'll help you.
Yeah.
Taiwanese people aren't mean, they're not horrible people, but if you're obviously being annoying or you don't realize you're being annoying, that's what we mean by bothering.
Next rule regarding people is asking personal questions.
You think you can ask personal questions?
I play a lot of poker with Taiwanese guys and the conversation can be very open. They'll ask me, am I married? Then I'll reply that I'm divorced and they'll feel very ganga and I'll say, don't worry about it, are you married? And they'll like tell me about their wife and their kids and stuff.
But if it's a stranger, I don't know. I don't talk to anyone, so I don't even know.
Next rule regarding people, PDA, public display of affection. You don't get it. You just don't see it and you shouldn't do it.
It's not really done, even with parents to children.
Yeah.
Parents never tell their children, I love you. That's considered incredibly awkward and weird. Holding hands, I think, is normal, but like kissing or hugging is weird.
Do you think holding hands is like
That's pretty much as far as it goes.
Any more regarding people?
I think sarcasm is something that Taiwanese people have a hard time understanding.
No, never.
It is so often the case where you'll say something that is so untrue, whether it's clear or not, and a Taiwanese person will always turn around and go, really? And you're like, no. It's particularly true when it comes to British sarcasm, because British sarcasm is notoriously difficult to understand for people who are not British. So when you use your British sarcasm in Taiwan, it really doesn't work. I'll give you a good example of this. We'll go to 7-Eleven and maybe you're buying a beer or a Coke or a water, whatever, and you'll say, do you want one? To the person who's working there, and they're like, no, I'm working. I can't accept this from customers. And you're like, I know.
The same situation is when I've got an, let's say, an ice cream and a sandwich that needs to go into the microwave, and they'll say "Yao jia re ma," and I'm like, "I'll take a yao, take a buyao."
Right.
Yeah, the ice cream I don't want to put in the microwave.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, "Oh, what's that? And I'm like, "我开玩笑." And they're like, "Are you a moron?"
Yeah, like they don't get it. Yeah, so I say yellow because you can do it for sure, but they're not going to get it.
Well, I agree with it, yellow, that I think they don't get it, but we should keep trying. We should keep trying to introduce sarcasm to Taiwanese people.
Sure.
And that's going to bring us to the final subject, which is basically anything else that we couldn't fit into one of the other topics. The first of which is going to be actually breaking the law.
Okay.
Choose your color. You would be... What? I was going to say you'd be stupid to choose anything else.
So things like speeding or jaywalking
Okay.
It depends on the law that you're breaking. Like some laws are absolutely not to be broken.
Yeah.
But then there are other laws that can be bent. You might really like to play poker, for example.
Yeah, I do.
Which
is legal.
Sure. Certain types of poker. I think the law was intended to ban all gambling, but they kind of get around it, right? So it's like they're not technically breaking the law, and that's why it's yellow. Is parking your scooter in a place you're not supposed to park it, is that against the law? Everyone in Taiwan has done that and gotten a ticket. I don't know a single Taiwanese person that hasn't gotten it. I'm sure someone in the comments will say they've never gotten a ticket.
Comment down below how many times and where you've broken the law and on what date and where you've broken the law and
your name and
ID number. Okay, the next rule that I wanted to squeeze in but didn't know really where to put it is about dating.
Okay.
And especially when it comes to Taiwanese girls, should you pay on the first date?
Is this even cultural? I think in most cultures the men pay on the first date.
Would you go green? Well, let's go the other way and then what about... Oh, okay, so insisting that she goes half. Would you ever consider doing that?
No, I would never insist she goes half, but I have dated girls who have offered and were very insistent that they pay their half.
And that's going to bring us to the very final, most important rule in Taiwan that should never be broken as far as I'm concerned, failing to recycle properly.
That's a big one. Taiwanese people take recycling incredibly seriously.
Yeah, how dare you not separate your plastics from your other plastics from your other plastics?
And they have no problem calling you out. Even if you lose face, they don't care. They will open your trash and sort through it with like the most judgmental face
Yeah, like this
ever.
foreigner doesn't understand recycling. It's nothing about the fact that we're just too lazy to do it. It's because we're dumb and we don't know the difference between different plastics.
I'm pretty lazy. I think I would like to add that a lot of foreigners might make the mistake of getting too caught up in these rules. They might see the temples or hear about the traditions and the stereotypes and the superstitions and might think, oh my God, I don't want to make a mistake, and they tiptoe around it. Taiwanese people are incredibly open-minded and don't care that much about the rules, and if you break one, they might tell you about the rule and laugh about it. You don't know, it's not a big deal. Taiwanese people don't want you to be too kotao, like too polite, too formal. They just are pretty
Yeah,
relaxed.
they're very forgiving and relaxed, and they enjoy it when you do follow the rules and you learned a little bit about the culture, but ultimately don't sweat it. I think that's going to bring the video to an end. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Emma for supporting my channel and Prozzy's channel sometimes. But yeah, don't forget to go click the link in the description down below and use the code Allan. And yeah, thanks for supporting the channel and watching the video. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. But as for now, as always, I'll see you next time in my life in Taiwan. Peace. Bye-bye.
Bye.